Welcome back, people. Welcome back to Trash Trades. Sorry about the last episode. Apparently, I lost energy halfway through, and that's surely happened. I was on one. Um, but anyway, we're back. It's fucking VJ. How you fucking doing?
How you
Luca,
doing,
what's going on?
everyone? What's up? What's up, guys? Hello, hello. All right,
How's your day been?
I'm.
Take any
My
trades?
day was fine. I took 2 trades. They were green. I'm reviving myself from the red fucking streak. You guys already know I'm on my red streak. A lot of lessons being learned here and there. But yeah, finally fucking green day in a while. Honestly, so little. It's not a big deal. But that's where I gotta start when I fucking reboot. I gotta have the smallest fucking green days. And yeah, VJ, how'd you trade today? What'd you trade?
Oh man, I traded pretty decent. My bad if you heard that. This should make our audio a little bit better.
Honestly, Jesus Christ, VJ's fucking. Is that a notification or some shit?
Nah. I had it going. I just realized I put my headphones on, but I didn't switch
Oh
the
shit, yeah.
stuff from my headphones.
Fuck.
Yeah, but I switched it now. But
All right.
that was enough. I didn't want to stop you.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Perfect. But trading wise was sort of like that. Trading
you
wise was
you
sort of like that.
you
Started
kind
a
of
little
did stop me.
shitty. Was doing I wasn't. I didn't really do what I needed to do, what I normally do to start off, and I started off with a few losses, but I reduced my position size and made like half of it back in a
Oof.
couple plays.
Okay.
Just I call it quits. So a
Yeah.
little red day. It's
Responsible.
fine. Yesterday,
Yeah.
yeah, responsible exactly. I took some very small trades on another account
Bloop,
on
bloop, bloop,
a
bloop.
like that I trade when I'm like running around,
Bloop, bloop, bloop.
and those are nice and green. But you know,
Nice.
we were just chilling. What was the
Fuck
beefs
yeah.
at? The beefs like
The
was
blip
that
blip
like a
blip was
secret?
just small little blip blip blip.
Oh yeah. Oh
Just
my bad.
doing
I
like
thought that was like
if you put an order in the market and it's like on like a fucking micro or two
yeah
micros,
in the
it makes
'90s.
the sound blip 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 blip. But if you put a
In the
fucking mini
'90s.
in there, it's go boom boom. Shit fucking moves around. It's like
Yeah,
fucking
maybe in the '80s.
it's a little crazy.
Maybe your dad. Maybe when your dad was young.
That's a great idea. We should have the fucking if you scale up a shit ton, it should go like blah blah blah. Jesus Christ. I'm about to
Yeah,
open my new
imagine,
fucking
imagine you just like in the bathroom taking a piss, and then you just hear,
blah, 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 blah. And you just fucking run it back to your
and
desk.
then your phone starts hitting up, and your broker's like, "Yeah, bro, you know what happened? Margin call, baby. You know what?
Oh man.
Too bad.
Anyway, that's my new fucking sound from now on. Anyway, fuck yeah. Got a great ass trade for you. Yes, this is a fucking a paper ass trade. Good trade though. A lot of lessons I learned. Had to go back testing after this trade. Fun fact, it was that good of a trade. We're gonna learn some lessons. It's very interesting. And yeah, let's roll the fucking intro.
Order filled.
All right.
Damn, yo, hold on, real quick. You know, you just took that from me. What the fuck?
Yeah, I just grabbed it by the balls.
That's
That's what
terrible,
I
but
do.
we'll allow it. We'll allow
That's
it.
what I do. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Anyway, okay. So this was paper trading. I wasn't really looking at the screen or whatever. But we were in a very obvious like bearish day. This is great market conditions for my 618 fucking bullshit. Except I took a long position, and I took a long position because of many different reasons. Right? We took this external liquidity in form of these lows here. So I thought, listen, the order flow is down. It's bearish. I want to go ERL to IRL. I want a form of internal range liquidity for a continuation downwards. I was bearish bias. Here's the thing. Straight away, why did I get a long trade? Because I had a bearish bias. It's because of this. I saw a shit ton of relative equal highs. A shit ton of, say it with me, Pookles. There you go. Shit ton of Pookles. 2 Pookles right there. Another one there. And then this high was like, it's just so close. It's just going to hit. That's what I was saying. But yeah, so that's why I was overall bearish. I just knew I wanted to get an internal, better setup for another move down. So a lot of Pukals, I was like, okay, this is gonna hit. Especially on the 5 minute, you can see a shit ton of relative equal highs. Even here, what's this? Kind of a no wick, another form of what I consider liquidity. And yeah, let's play some candlesticks and I'll show you what happened. So straight off, it started off well. I entered because of this 5 minute engulfing. It was like it had no wick as well. Pure order flow. I was like, this is it. This is a manipulation. So I entered. Here's a couple candlesticks. It was kind of looking iffy at first because it was kind of chopping down. And then it went well. Like here, it got so close to my PT1. Guess what? I'm still in. You already know. Here's my stop. Should I have moved it up? Yes, we'll talk about that later. And it keeps going, keeps going, keeps going. So it goes to a point where on the 5 and the 15, it looks so good for a continuation up that I made a very, very bad mistake. A very, very bad mistake. But the trading or the trade keeps on going until I get to a point where I am break even on my trade, and I'm red, and I was so like we got so close to these PTs. I was very insistent on these PTs. I was like, "There's no way we can continue down before these PTs hit. There's no way. We have to grab that internal liquidity." And in this situation right here, when this candle engulfed, I averaged down. Right, I was around break even, so I doubled my position size as the trade was going against my direction. And then, of course, it stops me out and it humbles me because it actually did. I had a good long term bias, except I was so insistent on these Pukals and relatively equal highs that I lost my mind entirely. And yeah, PJ, what do you think about this trade?
The average in is terrible. You got absolutely no benefit. You just went double the size, so you doubled your loss.
Yep.
Also, I sort of learned something interesting there, especially if you're playing something that's sort of against the trend or sort of minor. From the start of your green box up, it sort of like makes like three higher highs. I don't know if in the third one if it really gets there, but it sort of makes like a three drives pattern.
It
So I'll
does. It
definitely be
does.
looking for that type of stuff to get
Sorry. Sorry.
away. Yeah, because that's like internal liquidity getting
Yes.
made, and it doesn't need to take the highs that you think it may, especially in that consolidation. You're just trading against it. It's just overall order flow. This is sort of a lot of the losses that I took today. I took things that were non-clear with
Yeah.
sort of bad entries and got wrecked a little bit. But yeah, it you had a good idea. That average in at the same like it's one thing to average in like if it was way lower and you just get a better uh price and you really believe in this as a killer trade, but there's no real displacement. It does hit a good area, but I literally was trying to like turtle soup or get like super early entries on bounces like this, and
Yeah.
I realized like yeah, if it's not clear, like it needs to be pretty significantly clear. There's some versions of that are a little bit more clear, but you know,
Yeah. I feel in
like
the
even in there, like there's if you look left, like there's like sort of an entry that's right around at the bottom of your right around where your stop loss is at. Not there, but like two, like if you go uh two lows over, not the one to the left, but two more, because you can sort of see like it sweeps and then displaces up. Then
yes.
if you like
Okay.
enter, not in there, no, go two more left. Like take your position tool, the left of your position tool. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. And to go one more left, one more low to the left of it.
So this low.
Not that one, no, the other one to the left of it. Not that close, like literally the one that's.
Jesus Christ. This.
Honestly, both of those are fine. Both of those are fine. Yeah, it
Okay.
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Both of those are fine. Those are better entries because then it sort of does so go and hit targets
Yeah.
because
Okay.
You look to the left of that where it taps is like a BPR or some sort of situation there where it does displace over some highs a bit. That's a better entry. There, getting in, you're actually you might be okay if you put your stop under that intermediate term, low. Like what happens if you put your stop under the low that makes that fair value gap? Yeah,
This though right
and then
here, I
play
think
play
I
the
no, I
yeah.
get stopped out. Anyway, it
Okay,
continues and
yeah. So the order flow just continues. Yeah.
exactly.
See, going against the order flow is just like dangerous in
And
that. In a way,
honestly,
that's like manipulation for the distribution down.
yeah, something I really realized, especially on this trade, is I looked at this trade. There was nothing in my eyes at the time. There was nothing wrong with this trade at all. I thought it was a great
Oh,
trade. I
I
thought it
see.
was.
I see one more thing.
Oh
I
yeah,
do see
well,
one more thing
yeah,
too.
go for it. Go for it.
And that middle, so you see that first target that you have,
Yes.
that high. So go to that high, and then go under that high to the first low, first swing low, the swing low. Yeah, that gets broken, and we break structure under that
Okay.
with
Yeah.
those repeated lows. We stay there. So that retracement should have really gone from there. So you can see actually why temporarily in that accumulation, why you should have just been looking for reasons to go short in a way.
Yeah. I
Every reason to get good entry short, that might have been a decent one. And
exactly.
yeah, it left that liquidity there, but none of those are really great. Like it's very easy to sweep up to that high, like and then take shorts again. So honestly, fuck all that
See,
shit.
I feel I want to be very inclusive with the thing because a lot of people look at patterns or whatever, and oh, it's just a very obvious bearish whatever pennant or flag or whatever. In this case, I was not really looking at the pattern. I was looking at the price target and nothing else. Literally just a price target. And in fact, I this trade brought myself to realize that I've got a major flaw with my trading, which is I marry my price targets. If I see a great price target form, right? You have all of these relative equal highs or whatever that are so close to being swept. Oh, it's absolutely going to be swept. As soon as I get this, and this appears, I trade it no matter what, disregarding my higher time frame bias. On my higher time frame bias, I was still bearish. We only swept these lows. We can continue down to this imbalance on the 4 hour. I'm pretty sure. Yes, this imbalance on the 4 hour. So in this situation, I was playing against my bias. But as soon as I see this price target of these relatively equal lows, my bias goes completely straight out the window, and I disregard my higher time frame bias, and I go straight into the sexy, the attractive looking play, which is these relative equal highs. And
What time was that?
time this was 2:30, 2:30 ish, to 3.
Mm. Was that today or
No, it was a couple weeks back. No, it was a
okay?
week back. But yeah, this was a big problem that I have in my trading because at times these price targets can be manufactured, right? There's engineered liquidity in the markets, especially in forms of these highs. These can be manufactured and then completely left for other times later on in the week or later on in the day. What I tend to do is I tend to trade them as soon as it shows up. And not only is that wrong, because if I've got a contrarian bias, it it proves that these are going to be left and then retaken at a later time. But in this situation, I jumped straight in. I saw those relatively equal highs. I took my entry, and then I got humbled because my bias was actually correct. I was just looking for the sexy play. You know. BJ, I don't know. I feel that in some ways uh I need more coaching on when to take these price targets and trade them and when not to. That's what's very difficult for
Mm.
me, you know? What do you think, BJ?
Yeah, that makes sense. The best way to probably deal with that. Scroll out a little bit. Like, what time frame are we on?
That's a one.
1 minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, scroll up more. Yeah, so it looks like we made sort of a smart money reversal up there. Got to see what it is. And there's more obvious targets to the downside.
Yeah, these are relative equal
And if you took
lows.
if you took those lows and then like what time frame is this?
This is the 5 minute.
5?
Yeah,
Put it on the 15
that's the 15.
or the hour. Um, yeah, do a fib from the low to the high.
So from relative equal lows.
Yeah.
So 786.
Okay. And then what's it wicking up there? See, like, yeah, it looks like it takes out some highs.
Yeah,
And
it
even
does.
another swing high up there.
It does.
Yeah, so that's the most recent sweep. Now, you're a little, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're pretty far down there. It would have been better to get in shorts a little bit higher. But if that's ERL, what's the IRL that we're going to on the same time frame? That
So
was an hour, right? Where's the hourly fair value gap or hourly bounce price
hourly
range?
hourly is around here, but it was gonna take these relative equal lows. That was like my price target. Like this is a higher time frame price target. You know, I had the bearish bias. It's not like
Does it actually take them out though?
it
Does it
it,
take them
it
out?
does it does in some time later. Like it goes up a little bit and then it comes to take them in
Yeah, no,
in after
dude,
hours.
that's a lot bit. See, look at
Oh,
that
okay.
change in
No, maybe it
like.
doesn't. Maybe it doesn't.
See. That's what I'm saying about the 705. Like, you're not that wrong in trying to fucking play a balance. You just have to allow it to do that. So where's that hourly fair value gap that it interacts with? It takes the hourly IRL or ERL. So the hourly fair value gap. You might as well mark it. Yeah, you might as well mark it so people can see it.
So
See, it's right there.
these highs
No. Yeah. You can mark that, but
as
then mark
external.
also the hourly fair value gap that we
This
yeah.
one.
And so here, yeah, it starts to get a little shaky. But and then also put the hourly order block that's under it. Okay, and then let's just see where we bounce.
Yeah, from here.
Okay. And then you see a pretty significant break of structure even on the hour. And then like draw the fib. Because you see the multiple break of structure before. It can get those lows, but it can also turn around. That's
Yeah,
why that far down, it's hard to play either because you're sort of in a bounce range in that 618,
exactly. Yeah,
786 on that bounce. So the bounce sort of makes sense, but when it fails, like the speed matters a lot. Like today, when I was in those, like my entry was a little bit later, but the speed like sort of confirmed like, oh, you could held. But then remember the ones I took before, I was like, these are too slow. Even when I was up, I didn't take them. I should have. Sometimes I speed up a little bit, but the speed is a sign of the institutional move. And right there, that bounce is sort of shit. Look at it. It taps the thing.
exactly.
It breaks up. Looks good. Looks good. Sort of trash.
Yeah,
Tries to bail out. That's not enough. And this is just enough to induce people to get into some shit. That point of interest is very strong, but they're probably mitigating orders one way or another. Hold selling
yeah.
could
But
become
the point is,
you're
VJ,
buying.
the point
Yeah.
is that I like I was with you. Like I kind of spotted this. I knew that this wasn't enough. I knew that we were gonna continue down even closer to those relative equal lows we saw in the
Well,
hour.
remember the reason I'm bringing this up is because you asked how can you avoid getting into these. The way you avoid getting into this is by understanding whether, first of all, if the order flow is on you and you're getting real displacement. If you look on the hour or the 15-minute, does that really look like breaks of structure to you or
See,
significant moves? Not really.
honestly, VJ, you're right. And this was a nonsensical trade when it comes to the higher time frame bias. Like looking at order flow, if I sit down, right, and I look at my higher time frame bias before trading, everything was leaning
Mm-hmm.
down. It's not like I was looking for a complete break of structure up for a whole reversal in the hour or the day. The reason I took this trade was because of these
Mm-hmm.
relative equal highs that we left. So I decided to go completely
So
opposite of my whole bias and my higher time frame bias. The hourly fair value gap, the
yeah,
hourly equal lows we saw, my further price targets, just
yeah.
because we have these relative equal highs, the Pukals, the rules for
You
my
you
for
you
my trade.
you should write out your plan. And this is like honestly like I broke my rules a little bit today on some of those losses. But this is the thing, like the reason that you're studying that course is to stop doing that.
Exactly. Yeah.
And the thing is like you learn this stuff and it sounds good, but then you're not really practicing to apply it. You see these equal highs, and then you just don't even look, and you're like, "Oh, what's the IRL or what's this ERL that we're trading from?" You didn't look at none of that. You
Yep.
said 1 minute, cool. Look at these lines, bet, let's go. And guess what? Most traders do that. It's hard to stop doing that. Even I, when I like, oh, I have a couple more extra accounts. Let me do this. No, dude. I should find out where the order flow is, and think about this. Like, oh, okay, we took that hourly high. Okay, what would and like maybe that's in alignment with like a daily sell model, right? What would they say to do? Wait for a 5 minute break of structure. And then there'll be
Exactly.
like multiple of them. The first one would be a low risk entry. Second would be whatever. There'll be like a few different distributions. Like you are still have plenty of time to get there. Now look at the hourly model. Like go look, they scroll out and just look at it. Look at no, I mean you could look at it on the 5, just like you were doing. But then look at like how it delivers. It takes a high, and then like it just keeps delivering until it gets down to there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And then it's like, okay, now we'll sort of struggle and sort of figure out. Maybe we'll sweep some highs. We're sort of gonna figure it out. It might even take out an hourly high the way that it bounced around and it took forever. All of that is like sketchy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if
Exactly.
you were on the way down and you realize it, and then if you're on the bounce up, you'd be like, oh, we might want to aim for these highs. Do you know what I'm saying? But like then it's just it starts getting really shaky, and that's why you should sort of think of it in that model. What is the internal range liquidity in the form of volume imbalances and fair value gaps that you're getting? Maybe order blocks and breakers in some cases, or balanced price ranges. And
See.
then if you're taking those, what is the external range liquidity in the form of stops on highs and lows that you're getting
Yeah.
through? Yeah,
It.
yeah, exactly. You were
It.
expecting that, and in any case, if you're in a real model,
I
that
would
would
wait.
probably happen. You know what
And
I'm saying? Yeah.
honestly, here's the thing. I should have waited for this. In the best case scenario, I should have waited for this gap to be traded into, and then I will play the downside. Because I was like, I
Yeah.
had the bias in the first place. Even these relative equal highs, even the not so genuine sweep for this fair value gap, like everything was leading me for a short, except I decided to go. I was kind of starry eyed
Making
by
sure.
the thought of these
Mm.
relatively equal highs. So I was thinking, external to internal. Here's the internal. We need to get up here if we want to continue down. I know we're gonna continue down. I know we're gonna get up here. So guess what? I'm gonna go the opposite of my bias, and I'm gonna go straight into some longs. And I feel like that's something that we all do as traders. If the perfect setup comes across, and every normal trader will sit during their perfect setup and say, look, these highs are going to hit, these lows are going to hit, and they get super induced into the thought of this hitting because it's so perfect, look how perfect it is, it's about to hit my price targets. That you make the mistake, and like I did here, was I married my bias, I married the trade. I never got to a point where I admitted my loss. In fact, I averaged down at a point of me being break even, where my trade was technically invalidated. And I feel like this view of your price targets and how it evolves should never influence your overall trading bias. Because the higher time frame bias was absolutely down, except I just decided to be super starry eyed on these relative equal highs and these equal highs, that I decided to enter a losing trade.
Well, you cut out for a bit.
No. Okay, they will hear it anyway, because whatever.
Okay.
But I was just saying that I got so starry eyed with these highs that I disregarded my higher time frame bias. And in fact I married it by averaging down. Is what I said.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, and I feel like this is really common for me as a trader, unfortunately, where like these work, like these equal highs and these relative equal highs, like work so much in my trading model that I implement them in every trade. In every trade I take, there will be pukels or relative equal highs or whatever, um, except I am very quick to love them so much that I only regard them as my trading necessity. There is no entries, there is no whatever. It's just the price targets. And, it's very important that as traders, you need to not only know what is going to happen, but when it will happen. Because the when is your entry, and it's very important for your entry. You can know that this price target is going to happen, right? And you don't know when it's going to happen. It's going to happen. You don't know when, but it's about you knowing um, when it's going to happen so you can actually catch a trade and not be stopped out continuously.
Yes, sir.
And yeah, and this trade was absolutely completely counterintuitive. I just went completely against all my rules except the Puckle. I out of the five boxes I had to tick for my trade for a 618. You guys already know 618 internal range liquidity and a fair value gap, and then the Puckles, and then whatever it is as like a sweeping a high or candle with no wick. Honestly, the only thing I had in this trade was the Puckles. That was it. And it's very important. I was kind of in a state after this trade of understanding my losses, and I was much more aware of this mistake I made that I actually had to go back and back test my strategy because I can know what's going to happen. It's just I don't know when it's going to happen. And that's really the only thing that I need to work on as a trader. And yeah.
Well, as
Do
long
you
as
have
you
the
got
same
eyesight,
problem,
that's
BJ?
mm, in terms of what, just focusing on those type of liquidities a lot.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes, sometimes it can happen. You can get very.
Tied up.
You can put the blinders on for
Yep.
your targets for sure. I try to not do that. Honestly, l- sometimes it's tough to do, and you leave points on the table. But many times, we're talking about the speed at which the targets are delivered.
Yeah.
Sort of give you an indication if you're on sides or not. And if it is sort of shaky, especially if you're trading against the order flow or the market structure, you should, you know, um, maybe just take gains and then understand what you're doing. Especially if you don't have a good entry. A lot of times I'll settle for a non-good entry. These are like some of my like most typical losses. Settle for a non-good entry, usually a little late,
Mm.
and then want to keep a tighter stop. And then not like allow it the room that it needs to do that. And also, like, I'll do this on things that are not super convincing. Take a couple plays, are like, yeah, these are maybes, and then not even get the excellent entry. Take a entry that pretty much doubles your typical loss, and
Yeah.
then it's not even on a really good trade. And then
Exactly.
those tend to be more harmful than you think. You're not necessarily trading the worst, but you're sort of just settling. And settling should not be something we should do. We should get like
Exactly.
good clean shots. So that type of stuff, when it's not that clear why, it doesn't really matter if anyone else is going to take it. Let them get the money from it. They
Yeah.
trade differently.
It's best to avoid
But
it.
for this, yeah, if you want to like wait for your stop to get hit or wait for your target, as I feel to think that the best trading should be, even if you are scalping, then that's sort of rough. It
Exactly.
is good to take partials at some case. So pretty much, when you busted some highs, it's almost good to take more. In some ways, it's almost make easier to make money with more money in that case, because you could take significant trims and things like that, but
Yeah,
you know,
I agree.
you just gotta do your
Absolutely.
thing. Yeah, we all do it though.
Yeah, and yeah, it's definitely a good lesson to learn. It's something I'm more aware of, and I'll definitely come back to it further in my my trading journey. But yeah, anything else to add before we fucking outro it out?
No,
I think that
no,
was
nothing else.
a good understanding of the trade, because I make a lot of mistakes, and even some of these mistakes I still have, you know. I think one episode previously we talked about me being hyper fixated on this one thing, except during this trade I made it as an excuse to completely throw away my bias, and that's the most important thing you have, you know. The higher time frame bias is essential. But yeah,
Yeah,
listen,
absolutely.
the clips are doing fantastic. Levi's not commenting anymore. I don't know where the fuck he's gone. Right, PJ. Um,
Crunker, dude. He's been Crunker
Clunker,
Discord game.
Clunker,
Yeah,
whatever it is. Anyway,
Clunker,
yeah,
Conker,
on the fucking Discord.
Clomper.
Anyway, we got a Discord. If you want to meet Levi or any of us, just check out the socials. Shoot us a DM. We'll send you a link if you're very interested. We're more than happy to talk to you guys if you want to, on the
Absolutely.
Discord. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are the best. The clips are doing great and everything. And yeah, hit us up if you want a link to the Discord. And Levi, you better comment if you're watching, or if he's still our number one fan. You know, VJ, who
It's
knows?
doubtful.
Yeah.
Doubtful at this point.
We'll see. Anyway,
We'll see. He should. Yeah, I mean, if he hears this, then we'll hear about it. So
yeah. I mean, he got to do it.
Levi, prove it. Levi, prove it.
Prove it. Prove it.
Say something.
Right? All right,
Take
guys.
it.
Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next
Yes,
episode.
sir.
All right. See you guys. Bye bye.
Bye, bye, guys.